In this video, I want to highlight a few things about Nock's new React SDK. This package lays the foundation for some pretty cool things that we have planned in 2024, so I thought I'd take a minute and show you how you can migrate from the old React notification feed package to this new library. So let's get to it. Okay, so I have opened an example Next.js project and I'm inside the notification menu component. We can see that this notification menu component implements the old Nock feed provider. And if we look over here in the UI, we can see our notification feed at work, and we have an active notification that we can archive, and everything's working the way that we would expect. So to begin this migration, the first thing that we're going to do is install the new React SDK. So we'll do npm install @nocklabs/react. And that's going to churn for just a second, but once it's done, we can go ahead and kick our dev server back on. And then we'll close out this terminal session because we won't really need it for the rest of this. So the first thing that we'll do inside the code is actually just update this package name. So instead of React notification feed, we're going to just use the React package, and then we'll add one additional import here for the Nock provider. Then right below that, we'll come down and we'll also update the package name on this CSS file that we're using to style the default notification feed. Just change that from React notification feed to React. And then let's look at the body of our component. We can see here that since we updated the package, TypeScript is already providing us with some type hinting and saying, hey, this API key is no longer a valid prop on Nock feed provider. So what we'll do is we'll create a new instance of just the Nock provider. And then we'll take our existing Nock feed provider and we'll nest that inside of Nock provider. Now we can see that we've got a couple more TypeScript errors because Nock feed provider has stuff that's no longer valid. Nock provider is missing a few things. And so what we're going to do is we're going to copy the API key user ID and user token props off of the Nock feed provider, and we'll move those onto the top level Nock provider. And then we can remove them from the Nock feed provider. And so the idea by introducing this new top level Nock provider component is that this provider is going to handle all of the authentication for you so that any other components underneath of it inside your component tree can gain access to that really easily. And now, like for example, the Nock feed provider just has to handle getting the feed. And so this should allow you a little bit more flexibility in the way that you architect your applications using Nock, especially as we implement additional components as a part of this new React SDK. So cool. Let's double check that everything's working the way that we expect, and we'll go ahead and refresh in the browser. Just make sure that all of the UI is looking the way we want it to, and that seems to be doing fine. So what we'll do now is we'll hop out into another browser, and we'll hop into our new workout workflow, and then we can run a quick test and just make sure that all of the wiring is still hooked up. And great. So if we hop back into our example app, we can see that, hey, this notification feed is working just the way that we expect. We click it, we can view the notification we just sent and archive it. All right. Hopefully that was quick and painless, but if you want to look at some more code examples, we made a quick migration guide on our docs. And if you have any issues upgrading to this new package, definitely open a GitHub issue in our new JavaScript mono repo, which is going to eventually contain all of the JavaScript resources that we work on here as a part of Nock. Thanks for watching, and Nock on.